Tonight, the chilling attack on the National Guard in D.C. now being investigated as a targeted act of terror. And the devastating update just in. President Trump saying one of the two soldiers shot has now died. New video shows the scene right after the suspect fired those deadly shots. People down on the ground, troops running to help. The two Guard members shot, both in their 20s. Officials swarming the suspect's home, and the new timeline that he allegedly drove all the way from the West Coast to carry out the attack. Our new reporting on the suspect, an Afghan national, officials say, who was trained by the CIA as part of a secret military team known as Zero Units. Now, President Trump's new green card push tonight. Also tonight, dangerous snow and ice stretching from Michigan to New York, and the new system set to hit just as we all head back home from the holiday weekend. Plus, why passengers had to evacuate from an American Airlines flight onto the tarmac. New video showing just how fast a deadly fire ripped through a Hong Kong apartment complex. Rescuers searching for dozens still missing. Pope Leo's first overseas trip, why he chose the Middle East, plus the special moment our reporter shared with the Pope on the plane. Black Friday just hours away, so where are the big deals tomorrow? Wild animal warnings, people face to face with a bear trying to pet it and feed it. The latest reckless behavior around animals going viral. And there's good news on this Thanksgiving. One microphone and a movement of gratitude echoing beyond the halls of an Ohio high school. Nightly News starts right now.
This is NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas.
Good evening. I'm Hallie Jackson in for Tom on this Thanksgiving, and we are coming on the air tonight with breaking news. Just moments ago, President Trump sharing that one of the two National Guard soldiers shot during yesterday's violent attack in D.C. has died from her injuries. The president says 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom had her parents by her side at the end. The other National Guardsman who was shot, Andrew Wolf, remains in critical condition. Officials say this brutal ambush was a targeted shooting that is being investigated as an act of terror. The CIA revealing the suspect served in an elite Afghan counterterrorism unit operated by the agency. His background prompting the Trump administration to order a, quote, rigorous reexamination of all green card holders from what they call countries of concern. We'll get to that part of the story in a moment, but we begin with Melanie Zanona on the investigation in D.C.
Tonight, chilling new details about the shooting that left two National Guardsmen gravely wounded.
A lone gunman opened fire without provocation, ambush style, armed with a .357 Smith & Wesson revolver.
The aftermath caught on video after the lone gunman opened fire.
One guardsman is struck, goes down, and then the shooter leans over and strikes the guardsman again. Another guardsman is struck several times.
Officials not naming a motive, but believe the attack was targeted.
It is an ongoing investigation of terrorism. Make no mistake about it.
The shooter said to have traveled thousands of miles.
What we know about him is that he drove his vehicle across country from the state of Washington with the intended target of coming to our nation's capital.
And we now know the identities of the victims, 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom and 24-year-old Andrew Wolf, members of the West Virginia National Guard. And late tonight, President Trump announcing Beckstrom has died, calling her a highly respected, magnificent person.
She's just passed away. She's no longer with us. She's looking down at us right now. Her parents are with her. It's just happened.
The suspect, Ramanola Lockenwall, is a 29-year-old Afghan national who came to the U.S. in 2021. He served in the Afghan army for 10 years, according to a relative NBC News spoke with. The CIA says he worked with a CIA-backed military unit known as Zero Units. They were trained and overseen by the CIA and operated under a veil of secrecy during the Afghan war, conducting combat operations and securing intelligence outposts. Lockenwall was brought to the U.S. under a Biden-era resettlement program, according to the Secretary of Homeland Security. But he was granted asylum this year under the Trump administration, according to a source familiar with the case and a law enforcement source. During that chaotic scene, the alleged shooter was shot by another National Guard member during the attack and is now in custody at the hospital.
Melanie joins us now from outside of George Washington Hospital, where the suspect is being treated. And Mel, the expectation now appears to be that there would be an escalation of the federal charges the suspect is facing.
That's right, Hallie. We are now expecting the suspect to be charged with murder, according to officials. And already authorities have conducted a search on the suspect's home in Washington state, seizing cell phones, laptops, and other items that are going to be analyzed. Hallie.
Melanie Zanona, thank you. So many people thinking about her and her family. In the aftermath of this attack, the Trump administration today is pledging to re-examine any green card holder from what they call a country of concern. Kelly O'Donnell is traveling with the president tonight.
Beyond the terror investigation, this attack is spurring significant changes to the policy and politics around immigration.
We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden.
Today, the Department of Homeland Security announced it would take on that review of Afghan immigrants. And in a separate, more sweeping step, the Customs and Immigration Service announced a full-scale, rigorous re-examination of every green card for every alien from every country of concern. Afghanistan is among 19 countries on that list.
We must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country.
Although the shooting suspect was granted asylum in April under the Trump administration, the White House rejects responsibility. An official said, regardless of asylum status, this monster would not have been removed due to his parole status granted by Joe Biden. Former President Biden denounced the violence, adding, "We are praying for the service members and their families." President Trump is mobilizing more guardsmen to Washington, another 500 to the 2,000 plus currently in the Capitol. Legal challenges to guard deployments continue, while D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser opposed it from the start, a view reflected in her comments today.
Somebody drove across the country, came to Washington, D.C. to attack America. That person will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. These young people should be at home in West Virginia with their families.
Kelly is joining us now. And Kelly, on this re-examination of green card holders, it'll affect people from a number of countries beyond just Afghanistan, right?
This new level of scrutiny will affect green card holders who have nothing to do with Afghanistan or this attack. So immigrants from 19 designated countries, places like Iran, Sudan, Cuba, Venezuela, will be under review. And it's part of the Trump administration's more aggressive approach to immigration policy. Hallie?
Kelly O'Donnell traveling with the president in South Florida. Turning now to the snowstorm crippling parts of the country on this Thanksgiving, with up to 2 feet of snow in some spots. Aaron McLaughlin is tracking that for us.
Tonight across the Great Lakes, from Michigan to New York, a Thanksgiving winter whiteout. Coast to coast, 45 million Americans are under weather alerts this holiday, with more than 30 inches of snow already piling up in parts of Wisconsin and Michigan, sending snow crews into overdrive.
I got 60,000 pounds loaded.
That includes Michigan snowplow driver Jim Buckles, who says he's doing his best so folks can make it to that turkey dinner.
And I know I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people are sacrificing time away from their family, but got to keep the roads open.
Smooth sailing for many flying on Thanksgiving, but last night in Philadelphia, a dramatic scene.
Thank God it didn't happen in the air.
Passenger Jerry Park describes the terrifying moments as an American Eagle flight was about to take off for Georgia.
I heard a noise out the door. It sounded like one of the engines. Then the cabin started filling up with smoke, and you could smell it like something burning.
Park says the plane stopped and everyone got out using the emergency slide. In a statement, American Airlines confirmed there was a mechanical issue, noting the aircraft was taken out of service. Meanwhile, this morning in New York City, the holiday spirit on full display.
And it's just such a special experience.
Under crystal clear skies and in crisp conditions, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade marched on. For some, it was a dream come true.
I don't think you understand the magnitude of it and the craziness until you see it in person.
Aaron is live for us in Manhattan tonight. And Aaron, pretty smooth sailing today. That's the good news. But it sounds like travel is only going to get trickier through the weekend.
Yeah, that's right, Hallie. Today in New York City, we lucked out with the weather, but that's forecasted to change at the weekend. And keep in mind, that's the busiest travel period when millions of Americans will be going home. The TSA projects Sunday to be one of their busiest travel days ever. Hallie?
Aaron McLaughlin, thank you. And for those of you already gaming out the trip back, we are tracking a storm system set to sweep across much of the country this weekend. Meteorologist Violetta Yas from our station NBC New York is tracking that for us. So Violetta, time this out. What's it looking like?
Hey, Hallie, yeah, we do have some trouble brewing beginning with the middle of the country as we head into the weekend. We'll have some snows across the upper Midwest, the plains extending into the Ohio Valley. This is going to be heavy accumulating snow and some strong to severe storms across the deep south. So those travel impacts here across some of our Midwest hubs, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Chicago, down through Kansas City because of snow and wind. Meanwhile, rain could cause some issues even on the roadways for those folks trying to avoid the airports from St. Louis down through Dallas, Fort Worth as well. So heading into Saturday, we'll see those issues along I-80 and a lot of our major interstates in the middle of the country. By Sunday, we do start to see this shift into warmer air, so less snow across the Northeast, but expecting some rain and wind that could cause some issues here along the I-95 corridor as well. Hallie?
Violetta Yas, thank you. Overseas now to Hong Kong, where we're learning a staggering number of people have been killed. Nearly 100 so far in that Hong Kong high-rise fire, with dozens more missing. Janice Mackey-Freyer reports.
Smoke rising, the building still burning over 24 hours later. Firefighters working around the clock to gain control.
The fire was spreading exceptionally fast, exceptionally rapid.
The search for survivors trapped inside, with dozens of people still unaccounted for. The scale of destruction is staggering. Video showing the flames spreading up 32 stories from one building to the next with no warning. I smelled a strong burning odor, this resident told NBC News. She said she went downstairs and saw the fire burning fiercely. Hong Kong's deadliest blaze in decades, the 8 towers were home to nearly 5,000 people, many of them now in temporary shelters, uncertain they can go back. We bought this apartment more than 20 years ago, she says. There's nothing left. What are we supposed to do? Investigators are now piecing together how the fire spread so quickly. The focus on construction netting and foam boards that could have fueled it. Bamboo scaffolding commonly used in Hong Kong, another possible factor.
Even if the structure is okay, doesn't mean we can move people back to the building very soon.
3 men from a construction company have been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter for using unsafe materials. With anger rising in Hong Kong, there are families still waiting for news of loved ones still missing. Janice Mackey-Freyer, NBC News.
As this country celebrates Thanksgiving, Pope Leo, the first American pope, is spending the holiday with a full plate of his own, traveling to the Middle East for his first big trip as pontiff. Danielle Hamamjian reports.
On his first overseas trip, Pope Leo welcomed in Turkey with a cavalry parade as he was escorted to the presidential palace, greeted by the president, and given a ceremonial gun salute. The pontiff, in his first overseas speech, lamenting the economic and military powers driving violence around the world.
This is enabling what Pope Francis called a third world war fought piecemeal. We must in no way give in to this. The future of humanity is at stake.
Soon he'll head to Lebanon, which has the largest percentage of Christians in the Middle East. Pope Leo hoping to deliver a message of peace where a shaky ceasefire holds for now, as many fear neighboring Israel will escalate strikes. On the papal plane, a Thanksgiving message.
To the Americans here, happy Thanksgiving. It's a wonderful day to celebrate, and I want to begin by saying thank you to each and every one of you.
Reporters gifting the pontiff, what else? American pies, including from NBC's Claudia Lavanga.
This looks like the American bakery section. This is pecan pie.
An American treat for the American Pope. Danielle Hamamjian, NBC News.
We are back in 60 seconds with Black Friday just hours away. And the question this year, are there still deals good enough to brave the crowds for? We'll tell you where you can still save big. Back now with the countdown to Black Friday, which kicks into high gear what's predicted to be a $1 trillion holiday shopping season for the first time ever. But the big question tonight, are the deals tomorrow really worth rushing out for? Brian Chung has a retail reality check.
The deals used to be so good,
the discount devoted would blow down the doors at the mall. But these days, shoppers are taking a more docile approach to checking off their gift lists.
What happens to camping out at a store to get a really good price?
What happened to 50, 70% off everything?
Retailers like Walmart advertising Black Friday sales that started, well, days before Black Friday.
Walmart Black Friday deals are online.
Black Friday is no longer a 4-day event. Everyone started their consumer spending as early as October for holidays.
Has that kind of watered down the impact of Black Friday itself?
Yes, I think it's watered down. However, it is still a staple of the holiday season, and we do expect strong discounts heading into Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Nearly half of shoppers said they plan to start shopping before Halloween. Some already done crossing names off their lists.
Anybody else like me out there started their Christmas shopping super early?
Shoppers still expected to spend big. The National Retail Federation says Black Friday remains the most popular day to shop, expected to reel in over 130 million shoppers. As Adobe Analytics says, shoppers will also click and tap their way to an expected $11.7 billion tomorrow, with the best deals of the year for categories like TVs, toys, and appliances. Meaning these days in 2025, no need to brawl to bring in that holiday haul. Brian Chung, NBC News.
We are back in a moment with the new warning after some viral videos like these showing humans getting way too close for comfort with Mother Nature. We are back now with the new warning about bears in one Tennessee town. Not because the bears are getting too close to humans. It's the humans who keep approaching the bears. Liz Kreutz explains.
In Gatlinburg, Tennessee, a video showing what not to do when you encounter a bear. This moment captured by Chris Underwood, who says while he often sees bears in town, he'd never seen something like this. First, a woman trying to pet the bear, and then another woman on her hands and knees appearing to feed it.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it, because they're wild animals. They're not like your neighborhood pet or dog.
The moment has gone viral as yet another recent example of people behaving recklessly around wild animals. Like this incident Hawaiian officials are looking into, a man seen handling a sea turtle for what appears to be a photo op.
Wow.
And in Yellowstone, you can see a person here appearing to goad a pack of wolves.
People are approaching animals, feeding animals. They don't realize this is not Disney. This is not going through the Jungle Cruise.
Wildlife expert Ron McGill says feeding animals not meant to interact with humans can have dangerous consequences. In a neighborhood outside San Francisco, residents say multiple people were recently viciously attacked by a squirrel that experts say may have become aggressive because it was being fed by humans.
We have to learn to coexist with these animals. We cannot try to make them our pets. They will never be our pets. You might be able to take an animal out of the wild. You can never take the wild out of the animal.
A reminder this Thanksgiving to keep your turkey dinner to yourself. Liz Kreutz, NBC News.
When we come back, there is good news on this Thanksgiving about what got these high school students to open up about what they're thankful for. There is good news tonight on this Thanksgiving about just that, giving thanks, and the high school students who only needed the smallest of prompts to share what they're grateful for.
I woke up at the good time today for school, so I didn't miss the bus.
Someone told me that my hair looked really pretty today.
Early one Monday morning at Monroe High School in Ohio, students lined the hallway to give thanks.
It's my birthday and people have been really nice.
I found out one of my new passions, and it's wrestling. Go wrestling.
When, on the way to class, they came across a microphone with this simple message. Tell us something good that happened to you today or recently.
I have good grades in my class.
The answers pouring in.
My good thing is basketball season starts today.
From sports.
I made the basketball team. And I finished my soccer season.
To puppy love.
I finally got a girlfriend.
No blessing too small to count.
I got to see like a lot of my friends today, and they just spread like positivity and stuff. There was a new girl at school today, and I think I made a new friend, so.
Addie McSwain is a junior at Monroe High.
I've gotten to notice over time how big the little moments actually are, and practicing gratitude and thankfulness really just overpowers the weight of the bad.
A good thing that happened to me today was Ms. Gates, she complimented my artwork.
It wasn't until I put it together and watched it for the first time that it really struck me and just how emotional it was.
Adam Markham works at the district office. He set up the microphone that day.
It's a great reminder to just pause and take a look around and take stock in all the things that you do have to be thankful for, because it's really easy to forget sometimes.
A reminder for everyone that giving thanks can have a deeper meaning when you say it out loud.
I had a great dream that I was here with all my friends. We had a great time.
And we are grateful to them and for all of you for joining us tonight on this holiday. That is Nightly News for this Thursday. I'm Hallie Jackson. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you soon.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.